Hello!
And welcome to Ladies Lunch. Today I'm joined by Sam Rose, and Rose is my name.
Oh my god, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Whenever I see you type in the group chat, I'm always like, that's not me.
Hold up, something is wrong.
Yeah. So, Sam, introduce yourself.
What do you want me, how? Like, is this
What do you study? What are your hopes, dreams, and fears?
Oh my goodness, that's such a question. I am Sam Rose. That is my last name. not a fun first name. I am a communications and theater double major here. And I also dabble in the digital media aspect.
Oh shit.
What is it? Graphic design is my passion.
Is it? Because you don't know what it is.
Yes. Somebody on Tinder asked me that actually. He's like, I see you did a great job photoshopping your cat in a picture. I said, yes, graphic design is my passion. Thank you.
I see.
I do theater. I'm a sophomore. That's all there is to know.
What's your deepest, darkest fear?
That's a deep question. Failure. Failure is a big one. Also, Anastasia. I've never had to go under
That's
it,
a good fear.
but I don't like the idea of it. Like the concept of it, like
it's spooky.
And then when you come to, you don't know what the hell you're gonna say. Like, who knows? I could just divulge my deepest. I don't have any deep secrets. That would be like.
I know. I already asked you. You said you didn't have any, so.
My deepest secret. Oh no, I don't have one. I'm a pretty open book. I tell people probably too much right when I meet them.
Yeah, me too.
I'm like, I go up to people and I'm like, hello everyone. I have terrible anxiety. And they're like, whoa, we just met you. I'm like,
I met a girl last year and I just went, hi, I'm Rosie. I have clinical depression. Just broke up with my long-term boyfriend and now I'm dating an abusive man.
I was like, oh my god, I don't even remember your name. I don't even know your name and now I know all this about you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes I will be sitting there and I'll be talking about like my family. Mm-hmm. And I'll just like process it for a second and I'm like, I know nothing about your family, but in the 10 seconds I've known you, I've told you everything about mine.
Yeah.
So everyone knows what the to-do is with the roses.
Yeah. Okay, so...
Just inhaled popcorn. Ignore that.
Ignore it. So
Ignore it.
Today we're going to be talking about pink tax. To quote this article, are you a woman? Do you buy women's products like feminine hygiene items, women's clothing, women's razors, women's body wash? If you answered yes to any of those questions, then you are indeed paying the pink tax.
Yes, you are. I am. Rosie is.
Yeah. I thought that the pink tax was like just a fuck you tax that they would put on items for no goddamn reason, which it kind of is, but it's not like government mandated. And many states, not many, 3, discourage this practice. Not many, 3.
Just 3.
Basically, the pink tax is manufacturers adding a cost to their products that are marketed towards women. And their reasoning is women's marketing is more expensive. So that's why pink razors cost more than blue razors, which is always the example that every podcast I listened to about this gave. They were always like, well, the pink razor is more money than the blue one. And I'm like, what else?
Okay, why? Why though?
I just bought razors recently, and I had gone a good few months without buying them. So I'm like, it's not really a common thing that I buy.
No, it's not. But it's like, it sucks because like, I'll go as long as I can without buying new razors, and they'll just be dull and not doing anything. And I'm like, it's time, and I go to the store, and like even like the cheapest ones that are gonna be like any sort of effective are like $10 for like 2. I'm like,
I got men's razors.
Okay.
They were $7 at Aldi.
Oh, how many did you get?
5.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
What a deal.
I know.
Sometimes I'll be in Walmart and I'm like looking for refills for like just not even like the whole thing.
Yeah,
just like
just
a refill. It's like, that's $20. You want 4 blades? Now personally though, my razors at home are green. They were still more money.
Green.
Oh my god. Same name, same razor color. Are we the same person?
Oh my god.
We could be.
Well, Laurel has like a really fancy one. I held it once because it like looked really nice. It has like a silicone handle. It's like heavy, and I was
Ooh.
like, okay, hello. Mine's very plastic.
Yeah, I like. Do you know that brand? I think it's like Billy or something.
Really?
It's like a subscription service for razors.
Harry's?
No, I think it's. Hold up, let me look this up because I'm intrigued now.
Billy eyelash razors?
Every time you shave your leg, it goes like, "Welcome to my kitchen." Billy razors, yeah, they're like Target.
Oh.
They look interesting, but I'm not one for fanciness because why would I be? But yeah, so you were like, we're gonna be doing the pink tax, and I was like, okay, I know this exists. I don't know too much about it. So I looked it up, and they were like, it's not a luxury tax because that would imply that like you're getting more.
Yeah.
But it's not. Like that's the problem. Is it's the same pricing.
Yeah.
It's like the same product, but not the same pricing. That ruins the whole point of this.
Yeah.
It's not. Excuse my words. It's like the same product for, you know, it's not always substantially more, but even like 50 cents more, if you do buy 50 cents more twice a month, you know, that's $1 a month. It ends up being $25 at the end of the year. You could have spent on what? Like food?
Yeah, so this said, overall women were paying more than men 42% of the time, and about $1,300 more a year in extra costs.
That's so much money.
That's
What
so
would I
much.
buy with that? I don't know.
What would you buy? To quote this article, that's $1,300 that can't go into a woman's retirement fund. And
goodness.
don't forget, women live longer than men, so we need that retirement money.
That is true. I don't even. Oh,
How am I going to go on cruises like my grandma?
I just want to go on a cruise and have a giant garden in my backyard that I pay someone to take care of.
That's true.
Long live turf team.
Yeah.
They do be fixing old people's grass.
Are you a turf?
No. I had to think about that. I was like,
Am I grass? Bitch?
I was like, I am not grass. And then the other implication of turf, no.
In fiction class, we like had this whole side convo with our fiction professor about why we all hate J.K. Rowling. We were all like,
Because she's a turf. That stuff.
yeah. And one of the articles I did find was about, it was from like a trans person's point of view on this issue, and they were, she was explaining the pink tax and why it's harmful, and she was like, you know, the New York Times had a statement last year that was like, well then you should just shop in the men's aisle if the pink tax bothers you so much. And she was like, but I've worked so hard to get to a place where I don't have to shop in the men's aisle anymore, and then you're telling me I have to, and like that's not fair. So I thought that was like interesting perspective.
Also, it's like, I don't know. It sounds so bad of me to say, but like, women just, like, you're not going to see too many women using 3-in-1 shampoo.
That's so real.
Because we genuinely care what our hair feels like. And
Yeah.
like, I guess it's not necessarily mean that the pricing is different, but like, culturally.
If you start shopping for men's products, you'll be like,
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
culturally, there's been a less amount of significance placed on, not hygiene, but like, pampering of men, right?
yeah, it'll be like the certain scents that, like some people shop for men's items because they don't like the flowery women's scents.
Yeah.
Like, what is my deodorant scent?
Mine is vanilla. I can say that right now.
Invisible Solid. It's clinical strength because I'm a sweaty bitch. I don't think it's scented.
It's scented like not sweaty, bitch.
No, it is scented. It's kind of like lavendery.
See, even if it says non-scented.
Yeah, it doesn't even say what scent it's supposed to be, but it smells like woman to me.
Smells like a woman.
Yeah.
No, when I played soccer, almost everyone had Old Spice.
Because it's also way more powerful.
Yeah,
Like, actually
it
fucking
works. Why are you making us pay more for stuff that doesn't work as well? I literally got a brand new deodorant the other day, and it was like cucumber no show, so like it doesn't show up on black clothing and stuff. When I tell you, I smell so disgusting after like 2 hours. I'm like, ugh. So I did just waste $4. Thank you for asking. It's a lot. It's a lot to handle.
A lot. want to find, there was, I wanted to find the,
Is that lady shaving her face? Props to her.
yeah, I think this was the article from the trans person. Yeah, this was.
The stink tax.
The stink tags. Oh, there it was. Okay.
A helmet?
Yeah. There it is. Okay. Oh, this was one that I copy and pasted a lot from. This is an article from Listen Money Matters by Candace Elliott, and I quoted it a couple times earlier. But this one shows, okay, so Hydro Silk by Schick Razors, picture, is $18.49 for a 5-pack, but for men, Hydro Schick, not silk, but whatever refills are 5 for $14.99. So that's like a $4 difference already. And apparently toys is where the biggest discrepancy is.
Yeah.
So like bikes and bike helmets were talked about the most in the articles I was reading. And this is the Rascals. Rascals.
Those
Get it?
helmets are cool though.
Unicorn Ride-Along's toddler helmet. $27.99 versus $14.99.
I don't know the price of a helmet, but almost $30 for a child's helmet. Put some
Is
bubble
your
wrap
life
on,
worth
you're kidding.
$30?
Go.
Fucking no.
No, sorry. I could get a full bike for $50. I don't know that. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, and they said a pink beginner bike from Target was $80. Well, the red one was like $64. And one of the reasons they say that this happens is because the pink ones are like a limited edition, that they produce less pink ones than the red ones. So like, because they're producing more red ones, they're cheaper to make in bulk or whatever. But I was like, I feel like they'd be making a lot of pink dough.
Right?
At least 50%, right? 'Cause-
Statistically,
yeah.
there's more than 50% of the country is women.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So, like, in conclusion, we're not even close to done yet, but in conclusion,
who run this mother? Girls.
girls, and so I think there should be a Bluetooth. That was controversial.
Tax more.
Tax more men. Eat the rich. Let's just talk about that.
Cannibalism?
Cannibalism.
I've been reading a book about cannibalism.
Oh my god.
In
is
the
it-
Wari tribe in South America. Very interesting.
Just for funsies, or is it like a ritual?
No, it's for anthropology class. And it was a ritual. It's like when people die and they're all crying as they eat the flesh, and then they get very sick afterwards, but they, yeah. So they don't do it for fun. It hurts
No.
them, but
Yeah,
they
it
do
does.
it to like honor the dead and like feel close to them.
I get that. It's definitely not something you'd see in America,
No,
but I get that.
like if I want to feel close to someone, not to be PG-13, I fuck them, but I don't eat them.
Oh my god.
I don't need
Little
their
nibbles.
I don't need their nutrients like that.
Oh my god. We're all messy bitches today.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. What else is there? Clothing.
Yeah, clothing was also, and they talked about plus size clothing also being more expensive, which
Yeah.
like makes a little bit more sense to me because you're using more fabric.
But it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, but the discrepancy between like women's and men's is very different.
Oh yeah. Well, like, I know, I don't shop at Torrid, but I know of Torrid. And like, the fact that anybody, I totally get it. Like, they'll have like a t-shirt and they'll be like, look at this t-shirt made out of like a poly cotton blend, which
Yeah.
is like basic stuff. And it'll be like, oh my, you burped. It'll be, oh my god, no one look at me. It'll literally be like $30. I'm like, for a t-shirt? Like, a t-shirt.
That's how I feel about like Supreme stuff.
Oh my god, literally.
$100 for like a little red square.
I'm learning about branding and mass communications right now. And like, it's really just a white t-shirt you get from Walmart that they like print.
Yeah.
It's like, you're paying. Also, I don't trust anyone wearing a Supreme shirt.
That's true.
If you're wearing a Supreme shirt, you are not the Supreme. Sorry. You are not the Supreme from American Horror Story, right? That's what her.
I have no idea.
I don't watch that show.
Me neither.
That's
But like
cool.
that's the whole
Cross-section.
thing. It's just it's all just in the branding and tricking. And it's also like, okay, well, men for hundreds of years have forced women to be in this role, and then they're taxing us for playing into their game.
Literally.
It's like so messed up.
And
to
I
me.
feel like
And I like pink. I'm sorry.
I know pink is a good color. I recently have like accepted that I like pink.
I love it. I have my pink butterflies. I have my pink head thing. I just got a pink
This is
candle.
sort of pink. This is like a red pink.
Yeah, I'm
I
wearing my black and white today, but
It's wait. I understand
yeah.
that you still support girls.
I still support women.
I support women, females, feminine people.
Yeah, as a person who I definitely conform to all the gender norms of womanhood, which
Yeah.
I hate being that way, but it's also like
It's fun sometimes.
being a princess is really fucking fun, okay?
Hell
Any
yeah.
little boy who's dressed up as a princess should be like, yeah, that was really fun.
Yeah, do you know how excited I get when people are like, "You got to wear a big show for this, a big dress for this
poofy
show"?
dress?
I'm like, hell yeah, put me in that giant dress.
Yes.
Put me in a huge dress with a hoop.
I just want to be super fluffy all
Fun.
the time.
Have you ever worn a hoop skirt?
No.
You get suction cupped to the floor.
Whoa.
I played Belle in a production, and we had like a big hoop, and I would like sit down after the performances. So, you know, it was like a youth theater show. So
Yeah.
we had like a giving the director flowers, and we made like a little speech. So I was sitting on the floor, and I tried getting back up, and I was like, I was like stuck. But going back to a previous point, I don't understand. People can't. I've been throwing popcorn this entire time. I don't understand why you could even use the argument of marketing to women for like clothing, because the reality is, at least to
Is
me,
pink
it seems
ink more expensive?
exactly. And you don't have to market clothing to women.
Yeah.
Like, if anything, shouldn't you be trying harder to make men more interested in fashion, like tearing down those barriers between like just not being into
'Cause
like
then the market-
nice clothes?
The market for your product doubles.
Yeah,
if
exactly.
It's unisex.
Yes, exactly. So like if you get clothing that is for both genders and focus less on marketing to women and more on just marketing your clothing in general, then the prices would go down, right? Mm-hmm. More options for people. I think, yeah, a lot of it just revolves around like the culture around like what is and isn't.
Yeah.
You know, I saw a Twitter thread the other day that was like the stupidest things that people have been called gay for. And I can't think of any like concrete definition, but some of them were so truly stupid. It was like, I got called gay for washing my clothes. I got called gay because I took the stairs instead of the elevator. Like, what does that even mean?
Because you're not a real man. You're not challenging yourself. There was this kid in my high school who he'd be like, that's gay, and I just looked at him and I went, dude, it's 2018, you can't do that anymore.
I hate that so much. I am so grateful that when I was growing up, my parents were like, that's not a word to describe somebody. You know, like
Yeah.
it is, but like not as an insult. Mm-hmm. Because it's not an offensive term. It's a description for a person. Like, I'm a woman, and people are gay, and I'm a woman, and, you know, like, stuff like, it's not.
Yeah.
But I was walking down the street the other day, and I heard somebody use the R word, and I got so upset. I'm like, it's literally 2020. Like,
Yeah.
I had to say it in a show, and I was even uncomfortable saying
Oh.
that. And that one scene, I was like, calling
Yeah.
myself stupid in a very mean way.
Yeah. But that's the thing. It all comes down to manufacturers who are just like, well, let's say this is more. And why? Because the CEOs of these manufacturing companies are men. So it's like, have
They
you
don't
no
know or care.
wives?
Have you no lives or wives or children or daughters? No, they don't. They don't care. They just care about money.
Yeah.
It's so frustrating. It's just so frustrating, especially because, like, it's not something you can avoid.
Yeah.
You know, like, you can't avoid. You can get men's things, but then, like, what do you do about, like, pads and tampons and stuff like that?
Yeah.
That's,
So-
like, another thing. That's a big part of this.
You spend an average of $3,000 throughout your life on pads or tampons.
I don't want to do that. I don't want to have
that.
a period. I didn't ask for that.
Yeah.
If I could be a woman without one and not have to be on some weird medication,
That's so true.
that'd be great.
I do love my June LB though. She's so good to me.
She does great things in this land.
Yeah, like if my periods are like shorter and sometimes they're just non-existent. So like I am saving money, but I'm also spending money on birth control because most insurances, apparently insurances have a problem with covering birth control, but not Viagra.
You're gonna help men get their dick hard?
Yeah.
You're not gonna help women not have babies?
Uh-huh.
That's so frustrating. That's so frustrating.
It's unhealthy to not have a baby.
To not have a baby. To not have. But the good news is that Pennsylvania is one of 9 states to not have a tampon and pad tax.
That's good.
So
yeah, most states have a luxury tax on those items because it's considered.
it's not having a period isn't a luxury. I guess
Yeah.
it is. It's better than having a baby at this time in my life.
Yeah.
But it's not a luxury.
I'd rather
It's
have
not
a
a
baby
luxury.
than a period, honestly.
I wouldn't.
If I could have a baby now
These are dumb. I'm just gonna say.
and then never have to worry about a period ever again,
Yeah, but that's not how it works. You get 9 months where it's
I'd
like
take that deal.
relaxation.
Yeah, no, it's not relaxing.
But and then you have to deal with a baby.
Yeah.
A bebe, as Moira
Bebe.
Rose would say.
Yeah.
Tampons and pads are tax exempt in Connecticut, Florida, Illinois, New York, Maryland, Massachusetts, Minnesota, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania. And I memorized that. I did not read it.
Yeah.
And that is according to Healthline. There are real
Massachusetts.
statistics.
That's where I'm from.
I'm from Pennsylvania. We be
Connecticut-
having tax-free periods. But guess what? There's 50 states and only 9 that are tax exempt. That's not okay.
No.
What about the women in Alaska?
Think about them.
Think about the women in Alaska. There are women in Alaska.
The
And it's-
cold won't stop the period from coming.
No, it doesn't just freeze.
It doesn't freeze the
It does
blood.
not freeze.
Imagine like
You
icicles
just, like,
coming out.
Stick like a popsicle up there and it just froze it.
Fuck.
That's disgusting.
That's a thought.
What a thought process. But, and then did you see that, like, in jails, they're making it more expensive for women in prison to
Really?
buy? Yeah.
Oh my god.
Like, and it's, like, already a thing where, like, I watched a John Oliver video on this.
Oh, wow.
Like,
Oh,
forever
okay.
now.
Yeah, it's been a minute. Yeah.
Yes, that one.
Yes.
That very specific
I've
one.
seen like all of his stuff, so like sometimes I'll be like, I've heard of it, but it's been
Yeah.
a minute.
Where it's like women will have to like decide between calling like a family member or like writing to a family member or like getting like things that are actually luxuries that could improve their well-being in prison or getting a pad so they can literally just be hygienic and sanitary. And
Yeah.
they have to decide between like being treated like actual human beings
Yeah.
or like, you know, just like taking basic care of yourself because they just would rather hike up prices for a necessity.
Like, I get it, making tampons and making pads, it costs money. People are putting labor into making it. But there is a world out there where they're mass produced so cheap that it's like 25 cents.
Exactly. And they should not be as expensive as they are because they're not that much. It's literally like cotton wadded up into a ball.
Yeah, in the bathrooms you can buy them for like 25 cents. So it's like, why not have a pack of like 4 of them for $1?
Yeah.
Like, that should make...
But you're not going to find that.
Oh.
You're not going to find that.
No.
Lulu. Thank you. That's another conclusionary sentence. Lulu.
Happy boo boo.
Happen-a-ba-ba-ba-boo.
Well, another thing that I found, things like haircuts and dry cleaning are also more expensive. So when a dry cleaner has 2 shirts, like a button-up that's a men's, they'll charge on average $286, but a woman's is $495. Even though a woman's doesn't need any different procedures or anything, they're just like, basically one of the arguments I saw was like, well, women's clothes, like, they differ more than men's. Like, the fabrics used and whatever, and it's like,
No.
what?
Half the time, women's shirts are like thinner.
Yeah.
Like, shouldn't that be less to clean? Fabric to cover the titties.
Yeah.
That titty fabric do be running you $2 extra.
$2 extra.
$2 extra. It's just don't wash your clothes, ladies and gents.
I don't dry clean anything.
No.
So.
What's the point? Just hang it up. We were talking about this last night, weren't we? Like,
No.
just hang it in the shower.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, I've done that with my pants before, and it's not as easy as it sounds. People are like, just put it in bathroom when you shower. I did have to have it, so it's not environmentally friendly because I did have to steam it for probably 40 minutes to get the wrinkles out.
Yeah.
But I also don't own an iron, so.
Tea. I own an iron, but it keeps burning things.
Not a necessity for college students. I'll go to the costume shop. Go down there and be like, can you just iron my pants? I have an important interview tomorrow.
Yeah.
Would they say no? Probably.
I mean, if you iron it yourself,
Just go in there and be like,
they won't care.
you're right. It's not a
If you walk in and go like, iron my pants, wench, it's like, no. Iron my pants.
Iron my pants, I will pay you in cookies. I do pay people in cookies sometimes. Not for like substantial services, but like Sean did not pay me enough for cookies at one time. I have to call him out. I made him like 25 cookies and he paid me like $8. I was like, sir, if this was another event, I'd be charging people at least $15. He saved money. You're welcome. I need more money. I have a woman making 80 cents to the dollar.
Apparently,
With the pink tax.
So one site said it was 70, and another said it was 98.
To the dollar?
Yeah.
So let's average that at 85.
Yeah.
Regardless.
And it's because of the pink tax that also increases the wage gap. It's like, because your income is going to be less if when you want to play the gender role. It's like...
I hate that when people use that argument, they're like, it's illegal to pay women less just because of their gender. It's like, it's not necessarily that the job is paying a woman less. It's that they're not always up for the same promotions. They do not get that bonus. They might not get the same bonuses that their male counterparts get. And we have to pay for more stuff like this. And the fact that we have non-paid maternity leave.
Yeah.
So you have to take months off of work for every child you have, while your husband may not, or your partner may not.
Yeah.
And so they're making money while you're not, and that's where part of the pay gap comes in. It's not necessarily because of the job itself.
And that's why they want to, like, but that's why companies will also want to hire less women and pay them less. Because they're like, oh, they're just going to be going around having babies left and right. And it's like,
and it won't work for us.
Men also have partners who have children, and they also take off parental leave. So it's like, you can't use that argument.
Yeah.
Sure, it's like substantially like less time, but like it shouldn't be. And like, I wish we could all just live in Europe where it's like they have like equal time.
But the taxes are higher. I would rather pay more taxes and get maternity leave.
Yeah.
Personally. Let's jump boats. Universal health care.
The Medicare for all plan.
Medicare for all. I'm Bernie Sanders.
I'm Bernie Sanders.
Bernie Sanders we're out of popcorn. Refill. We're eating a whole bag of Skinny Pop today.
Another thing I found was that women also pay more for car insurance.
Is that because we don't drive as well?
Comparing 165 online premium quotes, researchers found that 40-year-old women face the greatest chance of being charged more than men. In addition, 60-year-old women often had higher premiums than male drivers their age.
I'm a very good driver.
Me too.
I have never gotten in a crash. And my brother has crashed his car 3 times in this year. 2 of which were his fault, 1 of which was not. So in conclusion, just based off my brother alone, men should be paying more.
I think that we should be paying the
Same
'cause,
price, exactly.
Whenever I have weird run-ins on the road, 50-50 chance, woman, man. It really doesn't matter. We're all stupid.
Yeah. And then, like, the old people, like, 60 is not that old. My one professor last year would argue that he asked a student, he was like, what do you consider old? And the kid was like, you could see he was, like, trying to, like, gauge how old this professor was. He was like, 55. And my professor's like, really? Huh? You think that's old? And he was like, 65. And he's like, you think that's old? And I was like, damn. This dude is always like 66 then. But
I'm gonna say like 75 is old.
Yeah.
Because that's when men start dying.
Yeah. But I get the price increase for insurance for older people. That's coming from a very young point of view.
Yeah,
but
it's like they're more prone to have like health conditions happening.
Exactly, but like it doesn't have to be gendered, you know. I don't know. Maybe there's like actual research behind that, but more than likely not. It's just based off discrimination. More likely
stereotypes and
yeah.
There was another one where they would, people would, I don't know if I put this in the doc. No. They would have a woman call a car part place and be like, this thing, and like kind of pretend to sound a little naive. And be like, there's like a thing in my car and this isn't working and I think I need a new part or whatever. And they would give them a quote of like $400. And then a man would call and still sound kind of naive and be like, yeah, I think I need like a car part or whatever. And they would quote them $363.
That's so specific. Like, regardless of like...
For like a job that costs like $350.
Yeah. Like...
So it's like, those numbers aren't exact. Those were all ballpark numbers. But it was like, just the fact that there was a difference, a significant difference, just based on like voice alone.
That's... I don't like that.
Yeah.
Because the reality is I don't know what's wrong with my car.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't know how much it costs anyways.
Yeah.
So if you told me $400, I'd be like, that's a lot of money, but I guess.
Yeah. You're the person.
And that's why my dad takes care of all my car troubles. Call my dad and be like, Dad, check engine light's been on for a year.
My tire pressure light is on and I'm like, fuck you, it's just cold out.
My one car, I think we finally got rid of it.
It's not because I keep driving on cobblestone. It's not because I keep driving on cobblestone roads, haha.
Not my roommate. Oh my goodness. My friend goes to Penn State.
My roommate goes to a different school. But
My roommate goes to Penn State, which is 2 hours away.
Yeah.
No, my friend goes to Penn State, and she came down for a show I was in to surprise me. And then while she was here, she's like, yeah, my tire pressure's really low. And we looked at her car tire, and it was just flat. It was just flat. It was a flat tire. I was like, she's like, I can't see the show. And then she did. But yeah, that was a lot.
yeah, so like a lot of things like that. So car insurance, mortgages, loans, all of them, rates and differences, it's always discriminated against women because they're like, well, men are like financially competent and blah, blah, blah.
Do you think financially competent? I mean, I'm not, but that doesn't mean, that's not because I'm a woman.
I don't represent all the women.
I don't represent women in my
Look,
financial responsibilities.
I like to think that I'm financially competent, and here's why. I have a spreadsheet that is called Bitch on a Budget.
Hell yeah.
It tracks all my expenses, and I do not do well with staying on budget.
No,
But at least I'm tracking my spending, and I try, damn it.
I have saved $60 this year by not getting a haircut. But then I've also spent way more because I've dyed it twice now.
Frigging segue.
Yeah.
Haircuts. From a study called The Cost of Doing Femininity, on average, a basic haircut will cost women $35. In contrast, a basic haircut for men comes out to $22. The research found a price discrepancy of $0 to $25 for identical haircuts, reiterating that there's no logical reason why women pay more. And there's no logical women.
No, because you're cutting hair, you're cutting the same amount of hair off, right? Like, I don't know. I mean, unless the woman's doing a big chop. It takes the same amount of energy to cut hair no matter how much it is.
Some guy in an article I read was like, well, it takes longer to cut women's hair than men's. And I was like, because it dries faster, because their hair is shorter.
Yeah.
Like, that's why the haircut because blow drying. You fool. And it's also like...
You fool!
Like, if you're just getting a trim, because, like, I'll admit, like, layering does take a little bit more time. But it's like, if you're just, like, getting an inch cut off, it's like, it's really not that much effort. And I would cut my dad's hair, and I used to cut, like, my ex's hair. Cutting men's hair is also a little challenging. Like, they're equally difficult.
Because I've never done it, but I imagine if you have, like, the little electric razor.
Yeah.
And you, like, one little, like, slip up, it's like, chunk.
For me, it's like, it's getting around the ears that's really complicated. Yeah, you have to, like, yeah, and then, yeah, no.
I like to say, is your, ladies and gents, regardless of who you are, you have to ask yourself, if you have a boyfriend, is your boyfriend a supercuts or a sports cuts? Whenever I walk down Forbes, I'm like, looking in the windows, trying to compare the two, like, demographics. I'm like, so far I've found no difference.
They should merge super sports cuts.
Sports Cuts is always hiring in Oakland. If you need a job and you're a hairstylist and you want to work around a bunch of sports-themed things,
Yeah.
They always have a sign up.
There was
Get your-
this
get your butt.
hairdresser's place in my hometown called the Hair Cuttery.
The hair cuttery. I'm getting my hair cut at the hair
It sounds bad. It sounds like a factory where they
Yeah.
just like fuck you up.
Fuck me up, fam.
Fuck me up, fam.
Fuck me up, fam. Fam is not a word used anymore.
Really?
Have you heard it too often?
I hear it every now and then.
Every now and then. I feel like I haven't. The other day, one of my friends used the term "in my bag." That threw me back to high school. I have also recently had a kid from my high school follow me on Twitter, so I guess you could say I'm peaking again. See,
Wow, fam was really popular in the 1800s.
what did they use it for? It had to mean something else. They were just a bunch of... they're walking the Oregon Trail. They're like, "Fam, can you shoot an ox for me? Fam, we need food for the night."
Thanks, fam. This
Thanks,
searches
fam.
like books though.
They didn't have a pink tax back in the day because women just weren't allowed to buy anything for themselves. Not a solution. Not a solution. But a fact nonetheless, I'm sure.
Decline in the word. Yeah, I guess fam is declining.
Can you look at the word bitch?
Yeah.
I'm interested now. No. Oh. It went up in the 2000s. Oh, and it's declined now?
I don't know. I think it's like that's when they stopped.
Recording data.
Yeah.
It would have to be.
Yeah, I think so.
The 1940s saw a real big rise.
2003 was the year of the bitch.
Hell yeah.
My God.
I was only 3 years old, but you already know I was bitching up a storm.
Fuck.
Hell yeah.
That's funny. Well, that's book usage. What if I want to see, just like, search dead air?
Oh my gosh, what should I talk about? You want some entertainment?
No, I just want to find this freaking thing.
Oh my god, I'm sorry. Oh, this fun example. This is not off topic because it's about the pink tax, sort of. But it's funny. The slim fit ankles for ladies' little delicate ankles it's an ankle support. It's $26, and the regular one is $17.99.
I hate that.
I do have delicate, slim little ankles from my many years of soccer, I'm sure.
Ooh, fam hit a
I
peak.
keep saying I'm sure.
December 2018, there was a peak in fam.
Somebody used it in a song. It has to be, right? Like, somebody used it in a song. Wait, it says, the pink tax extends far beyond retail. Initial offers. Oh, car dealers to white women were about $200 more than those to white men. Black women were quoted $400 more than white men on average. Women were also likely to, like Rosie said earlier, pay higher car insurance rates. See, Rosie did all this information, studying, searching before me.
When was Google invented?
Google was invented in 1996.
2004.
Nope. Totoro had something to say about that.
What is the note? An improvement to our data collection system was applied on 1/1/16.
This HuffPost is not helpful. It says, so what can you do about the pink tax? Unfortunately, it's not going anywhere soon. In the meantime, women will have to be especially conscious consumers. I don't want to be, though. I just want to walk in a store and grab something and walk out and then not have my mom text me and be like, "Hey, you've been spending way too much money lately." And I said, "Sorry, Mom, I've been bleeding and I'm a woman.
Yeah.
And I'm expected to have baby smooth legs."
Sorry,
constantly.
Mom, but feminism is failing.
Sorry, Mom. Feminism died when I had to buy a pink razor for $2 more.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, feminism's not dead.
No, it's not. We're trying.
We're
no,
trying.
there was this like
we do be trying.
there's this congresswoman that gets mentioned in like all these articles, and she tries to like push all these like bans and things, and like so she worked hard in like California, I believe, to get it passed the anti-pink tax law. So and again, we talked about those 9 states that. And it's a bummer that, like, it's a bummer, that's an understatement, that, like, the Equal Rights Amendment wasn't passed, because I think that's maybe one of the things that stopped it from being passed was if they have a section about gender discrimination in pricing. Mm-hmm. Because then that affects businessmen, which affects Republicans.
Oh, I'm gonna say it. I agree. And like,
no, most business people would lean Republican because they're more financially you do you, which personally, like, financially, I agree with more of that. I think that I'm a big believer in capitalism. I think if you fail, you fail, and that sucks, but that's also life, and that's what I learned in middle school.
Communism isn't always good, guys.
When I was in middle school, I made these little pom-pom people, okay? They had a big head,
Yeah.
and a little belly, and like little arms, little legs. I gave them little googly eyes. Perfect. I called them Puff Men.
Okay.
They had a website and everything, because we went through a splurge where everyone was like, let's all make websites. I may or may not have started that trend, but whatever. But so I sold them at lunch for like 25 cents. And I used hot glue. I burned my fingers all the time, but I slaved on those things. And then freaking Maria steps in. And she tries making her own version of my thing. Potential spam, be gone! She tried making her own, but she used craft glue, like an amateur.
Yeah, that's not gonna work.
And so they were super crusty and super depressing, and she sold them for $1, and no one bought them.
Because it was too much money for lower quality products.
Competition, bitch, it sucks to suck.
Yeah, it sucks to freaking suck, you know? I get that.
Yeah, so I'm a big believer in capitalism from this one example.
The example of middle school.
Of middle school selling things for $0.25.
I don't really know where I stand on that. I'll admit it, I need to do more research into it. I think it's definitely, there's parts of capitalism and I'm like, that just sucks.
No, like when a mom and pop business closed, it really bums me out.
Except for the one my roommate works at, so I'm not going to tell them I recorded this so that she doesn't listen to it. But they do not pay taxes to the IRS.
Oh, fuck.
So, and she would refuse to tell us the name of the company. And then one day she just let it slip, and we were like, we could report them now. We could.
Uh-huh.
I'm not going to close down a mom and pop shop.
Is it Antoon's Pizza?
No. I would close them down, though. Long live Sorrento's. And is full of
that's a
amateurs.
good example of competition. 3 pizza places in a 2-block radius, all in the same street.
Pizza Romano is shit. I don't know anyone who goes, you want some Pizza Romano tonight?
Yeah.
Like I'm double fisting.
My friend does this thing called Sober Kitchen, where after work, when they're all sober, they'll all go to restaurants that they usually go when they're drunk.
Oh, and just
And they'll try it and they'll see how it holds up. He put powdered sugar on a pizza because when he's drunk, instead of putting Parmesan, he puts some powdered sugar. And he's like, this holds up.
This holds up. This is a good idea. I really want Asia Tea House after this.
Ooh.
I'm like thinking about it.
Asia Tea House is good.
I'm like, I'm gonna eat healthier starting tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's the weekend. It's the freaking weekend.
We're eating Skinny Pop, so really?
This is my lunch.
Yeah.
Ladies' lunch.
Ladies' lunch. Popcorn.
The Gun Girl.
Yeah.
How she's like, her whole like pads and tampons in men's bathrooms.
I don't know about that.
Oh my god! So she was going.
I don't know a lot about her.
Oh,
For those of you
she's
who
the
don't know,
worst.
there's this horrible woman on Twitter, girl, that I got
She's not a
insults,
woman.
who brought a gun to her college graduation and like had a
Not
cap.
a gun. It was not just a small gun. I was like AR-15 shit.
Yeah, and she had like her cap was like right to bear arms or like whatever, and she's like concealed carry, and I'm like, bitch, that ain't concealed.
And now she works for
InfoWars.
I believe it's called InfoWars, and
Yeah.
her specific channel is like Liberty Hangout, which also, if you do the research on it, they're not even like Republican. They're trying to like overthrow democracy.
Oh.
As their whole thing is to get like
Liberty.
basically an oligarchy type situation with the Trump family at the like helm of it. So that's that could be a whole other podcast episode.
Yeah.
It's just talking about the implications behind that. But my whole thing is like, why is she so pressed about having pads and tampons in the men's bathroom? It won't affect her.
Yeah.
It won't affect her in the slightest.
What if she's drunk and stumbles in there?
and gets her period? She might need it.
Yeah.
She might need it. So she's really screwing. That chinchilla went crazy. Are you a Caitlin Bennett supporter, Totoro? Or do you hate her that much? Oh, sometimes I think my dog is a Republican. He has many things he'd say. He says, I guess, okay, let me, like, stitch together.
What rhetoric is your dog participating in?
We'll be like, Humphrey, how do you feel about Republicans? And he'll be like, bruh. Because he is very talkative. He's a very talkative dog. So Humphrey has some opinions that he would share too. He'd be great on ladies' lunch, I'm sure.
Oh, true.
You could tell him to talk quietly and he would. Or loud and he would. Because he's good at that. That's his party trick. That's his party trick. But I guess, like, my thing with going back to that is, like, it just brings up another factor. Like, we were talking about the transgender anyways. Like, going beyond just, like, people who are born women, identify as women, and, you know, are socially accepted as a woman. Mm-hmm. There's so many other people and branches of people and identifications that could benefit from trying to erase the pink tax that, like, we don't even think about. Like,
yeah.
And, like, having available period supplies isn't only necessary for women's bathrooms, because there are transgender men who still get their period.
Yeah.
And also benefit from it, and the pink tax affects them, even though they're not necessarily
playing into
a part of the demographic anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they still are affected by the tax on tampons and pads and stuff because they still need it.
I think those should be covered by
Insurance.
Medicare for all.
Hell yeah, give me free stuff.
Yeah.
Give me free. Why do we get condoms for free on campus, but we don't get that for free? That's
Where do you get
stupid.
free condoms?
Sometimes they just hand them out.
Oh, Cher has them, I think.
Yeah. Cher? Like the singer?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's her whole brand. She's like, do you believe?
No, but I went to a conference, like a concert. I don't know. I was in vocal ensemble in high school.
Okay.
And we were at the local university singing, and we were walking out. There was a bowl like this big. It was like our little popcorn bowl size, just full of condoms. And some of the boys walking out just grabbed a handful. I was like, "You're in vocal ensemble. You think you're gonna use that?" We made fun of them. We were like, "You're
I
not
love
using
that.
You're not using that."
Yeah, that is no, because like our middle school used to like give out free ones, but like they were always all gone.
They gave out free condoms?
No, tampons and things. Yeah, I should have specified.
God, I was concerned.
Sometimes I have these trains of thought in my head that I don't share. And then I'm like, why don't you know what I'm talking about?
Why don't you know?
So, let's wrap up our conclusion to the show. We got a little off topic. Editing this is going to be really fun.
Yes,
Going through and finding connections. Because my thing is, like, I'll cut stuff, but then I'll be like, but that connected to the thing that segued to the thing that segued and segued. So to wrap up our podcast, we did talk about how haircuts are extremely expensive.
They are.
And to say a big F you to the MF and patriarchy, I'm going to cut Sam's hair today.
Hell yeah, I forgot we were doing that, but I'm with it.
Okay, let's freaking go. Yeah, I got off the dead stuff.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Like,
Yeah. You're making a little paintbrush out of this.
Bring it over and put it on. Like, I'm gonna go to the Asia Tea House. I'm gonna get like 5 chopsticks, and I'm just gonna. It's such a weird color in the middle. Like, why is it? I've never been granted the pleasure of looking at the intersection of my hair. Why is it like 5 colors?
Yeah, you got like Neapolitan ice cream.
It looks kind of dusty. My dusty hair. Hold on.
All right.
Wow, I feel like a new woman. Wow, look at that.
Look at that, guys.
Look at that. That's $40 to $60 saved.
Saved. No blow drying, no washing. No.
No root touch up. None of that.
Need anything.
No layers. It's just shorter.
It's just shorter.
And there's less split ends.
Yeah.
Which does ruin my hobby of just sitting in class being
And
like,
peeling it. I love peeling it.
like people sitting next to me probably sometimes are like,
Yeah. It's so fun though.
It is. It's fun. And I'm sorry if you don't understand that.
I don't have any good ones.
Oh, my hair is healthy.
Oh, looks kind of like trimmed it like super recently.
Yeah, that was the first time I've trimmed my hair since I think July. So it was time.
Yeah.
It was time to do something with it.
Yeah.
Also, wait, this is so funny. This like little piece of hair right here, this one, my hairstylist was like, "Oh, did you get like little face framing things like last time you got a haircut?" I was like, no. When I'm stressed, I pull at it and it broke off." She's like, "Oh, so it's damaged," and I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "That looks cute." I was like, "Great, thank you."
Thank you.
Thanks, thank you. Is that the conclusion of
That's a
ladies'
conclusion.
lunch? Oh my goodness.
Thank you for joining us for our ladies' lunch today.
Thank you for joining us.
And if you're watching, that's super cool because I put a lot of effort in editing these.
Yeah, a
so
lot.
Appreciate my work.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate. Hopefully this will be out by the end of the week. If not, okay. Well, oopsie doopsie poopsie.
We tried.
So
That's me with my blog too.
yeah.
I'm like, guys, I have another blog post, and then 2 weeks later, I'm like, so it turns out I did
anything
not.
you want to plug? You want to plug your blog?
Well, I do have a blog if you want to check it out. Like I said, I'm not necessarily
Here's
always
the
active.
link to her blog.
www.samandthecity.net because .com is $5 more a year. So it's a .net.
It's a .net.
It's a .net. Get over it. But yeah, that's my little blogaboo.
That's a
I talk a
blogaboo.
lot about sad.
Yeah. Mental health times.
Mental health, living.
I feel
life.
like that's the big thing with our generation. We're all like, we're dying.
The earth is dying and so are we.
Yeah. Okay,
And with
friends.
that.
Well, basically, moral of the story, shopping in the men's aisle is the only option that society is giving us.
Yes.
Senate is working on it. But in this current political climate, it seems unimportant at the moment. Which, fair,
Yeah.
but also
Not.
not. So you keep buying your pink pepper spray and your pink
Where's my your pink scrunchies?
pink scrunchies and your deodorant and all that stuff. And you just keep being you, you beautiful lady, you.
You
And
beautiful lady.
even if you're a man and you're listening, which is very progressive of you, then you're a beautiful lady too, just like us. So
Beautiful.
thank you for watching, and we'll see you whenever I next find time to make one. Bye bye.
Goodbye.